Hi everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT, and today we're back with another episode of the FM21 series, Wonderkid to Superstar, the series where we find the Wonderkid in Football Manager, simulate their growth over the course of 4 or 5 years so you get an idea of what kind of player they could turn into should you pick them up in your saves. Now we do try and steer clear of the obvious Wonderkids and bring you some that you might not have heard about, and I think today is another one like that. He's someone that's very accessible in a league that most of you, if not all of you, will have loaded. You can sign him on an approach to sign. I'm going to call it free throughout the video. I know it's not technically free, but you know what I mean. No transfer fee, nothing like that at the start of your save. He has plenty of room to grow, and he's so young that you can kind of mould his growth into the kind of player that you want to see in your saves. So with that being said, we're of course going to get straight into looking at this player, but before we do, I'd just like to ask you guys, if you do enjoy this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment down below your rating out of 10 for this player. Take everything into account, his attributes, his performance on the pitch, the price you can get him for, and all that good stuff. So with that being said, let's get straight into looking at him, and hopefully you guys will find a bargain in this guy. Okay, so here we are with Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, and this is where you will find this young player. There's plenty of good youngsters in Bayern's second team or under 18s, whatever you want to call it. I think there is 2 of them if I double check. Yeah, there's an under 19s and the Bayern 2 team. However, there's a guy that I want to show you in Bayern Munich's second team, and that is Armindo Sieb. Now, I know what you guys are thinking looking at him. His attributes don't look great. His star rating doesn't look too great either. Well, he's actually better than most of the people I've been showing you in recent videos, and I'll get into why later, but trust me, stick this one out and you will find a very good player in this guy, and a bit later on that star rating will change completely and you'll be kind of flabbergasted, I guess. That's a really weird word to use, but by how good this guy is. I was shocked by it. I saw his potential rating and I thought, is this guy really going to be that good? And I can tell you that he is. I've loaded up a few saves and a lot of his attributes are quite changeable depending on what save you load up. However, at the start of every save, he is available on a youth contract, so you can go and approach to sign him. However, we are Bayern Munich here, so we can't approach to sign a player who already plays for us. One thing that is consistent throughout pretty much every save that I've loaded up, I think on all of them, he is either-footed, and his determination is usually pretty good, with his mentality, personality also being quite good. Every time that I've checked, at least. He's better in the mental areas than anywhere else, really, and he's got a lot of work to do. I'm not going to hide that. I shouldn't really go into every single attribute because, to be honest, he's not that great of a player yet, but he's 17. He's got plenty of potential. I'll show you his potential range in the bottom left right now so you get an idea of what he could be at the higher end and the lower end. In my opinion, if you get him on the lower end, it's still worth it on a free deal at the start of your saves. Bear in mind, that's at the start of your save. If he signs a new deal at some point in the first few weeks, and you won't be able to get him on an approach to sign, and you'll have to pay a fee for him. But yeah, if he's on the lower end, you're easily going to make loads of profit in the future. And if he's on the higher end, he'll grow to be one of Germany's best attacking midfielders and one of the best attacking midfielders in the world should you get him on the higher end of that range. And no matter where he is on the range, you can approach to sign him. So this is Armindo Sieb. We're going to be mentoring him with some of the best players at Bayern Munich. We're going to be putting him into a normal tactic, so we're not going to get any fake results out of him by using a tactic that exploits the match engine. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1 gegenpressing system. We're going to be focusing his training on double intensity. I'll change it in a minute. This is right at the start. And I'm probably going to focus on his passing maybe if he's going to be an attacking midfielder. I think we're going to use him as an advanced playmaker and hopefully get some good results out of him there. So with that being said, we're going to simulate 5 seasons and we may as well get straight into it. So I'll see you 2 seasons on and we'll see how Armindo Sieb is getting on around 19 years of age. Okay, here we are, the end of the second season, May 2022. Despite the fact that I have a Leipzig shirt on here, I don't know too much about how to pronounce German names, so there's a good chance I'm absolutely butchering his name, so if I am, I do apologise, but Armindo Sieb has been doing pretty well for this Bayern Munich team, considering his age. Bayern Munich finishing second this year behind Borussia Dortmund. I've left everything up to the assistant manager, so none of this is really down to me, other than the fact that Armindo should be playing consistently, and we can see that in the last 2 years, he has developed a significant amount. No doubt in saying that he isn't still one of the world's best attacking midfielders, don't get me wrong, he definitely isn't there yet, but considering the player that we saw earlier, he has came on leaps and bounds in terms of the kind of player he is. He's now classed as a Wonderkid. He's learned some player traits that I don't think were there earlier, probably through the mentoring, despite the fact that his determination has dropped by 1. He's just came off the back of an injury here, or he is currently injured, so if you see any attributes on his physicals that are down a bit, that's why. But he is still lever-footed, which is obviously awesome for an attacking midfielder, valued at £6.5 million. He's classed as an important player at £32,000 a week. The reason that he's classed so highly is because he's been playing consistently because we've been forcing it on him, and he will likely also have hidden attributes that mean that he wants a bigger contract contract early on, so that might be why he's on such a big deal. But we can see in-game, he only played 10 games in that first season. I think it was down to a registration issue, probably a fault on my end during the simulation. But in that second season, he did play every match, scored twice, assisted 6, 6.92 average match rating, which is not bad at all for an 18-year-old playing in such a good side. And also the fact that attacking midfielders, in my opinion, in Football Manager, it's one of the hardest positions to get good results out of, especially if you're just using a standard tactic that Football Manager gives you and not developing your own game engine, match engine breaking tactic. This is a bit harder to get good results out of an attacking midfielder, but I think he's done fine. If we look at his attributes too, he's obviously worth the investment already if you approach to sign him. Attributes wise, as I did mention, physically, despite the fact that he's not too strong and his stamina is down, which could be down to injury, he is getting quicker. He's nearly at 16 pace, 16 agility, 16 acceleration, which is what we like to see considering how important physicals are in the current match engine, so hopefully he gets there soon. Mentally, he has developed quite a lot with his passing that we focused on, helping a lot in developing his vision, passing and technique, which has combined made him a very good passer of the ball. If that never went up again, I think you'd still be quite happy with Armindo being at that kind of level. He's got a good work rate, he's good at team working, he's good off the ball, plenty of other nice attributes in there, he's a good dribbler, and yeah, like I say, he's not going to take the world alight just yet, but I think for an approach to sign deal, another one that you can just at the start of your save, without even thinking, pick him up, slot him into your youth team, forget about him for 2 years and see if he turns into anything. If not, you make profit. If you do, he's a great player in your starting team. I think this works well. Armindo, he's doing well so far. Let's simulate another 3 years to see him after 5 years at Bayern Munich to see how he's got on. So here we are, 2025. Armindo has done awesome. He's got 18 assists, making him the highest assist maker in this Bayern Munich team, who has finished first, top of the league. We're going to take a look at him, but just before we do, I'd just like to let you guys know that we do have a save going on with Lazio on my own channel, which you can find linked in the description. Don't worry, we only started it recently. We're only going to be 3 or 4 episodes in. By the time you see this, you can catch up in half an hour if you wanted to, really. And yeah, a lot of you guys who came over said you've really enjoyed it. I say it every time in these videos, but if you haven't given it a chance already, just give it one chance, see what you think. You might end up enjoying it. We're currently trying to win the Champions League with Lazio. It's going to take a bit of time, but we can get there as we try and move the aging squad into more of a younger, fresher squad to take us further across the next few seasons. So if you want to check that out, that would be awesome, and hit the subscribe button on my channel as we get closer slowly to 3,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of FM21. So if you want to help out, that would be great. But let's get back on topic and let's have a look at Armindo to see how he's got on. And he's going to blow you away a little bit. I'm not going to claim that he's Messi or he's Mbappe or he is Havertz or he is Dybala, but look at this guy. You can pick him up for free. And despite the fact that for some reason his value is so low, which I don't really get, because if this was any other 22-year-old, like, realistically, what were Kai Havertz's attributes back in the day before he moved to Chelsea, where he went for an astronomical sum? I'm a Chelsea fan, it was a lot of money, but he's a great player and a great young player. I think the valuation of this guy is very off here, because if I was managing him, I'd want 50 million plus for him. Considering you can sign him for free, that is very good. Star rating wise, he's one of the best players in this Bayern Munich side, which goes a very long way considering the side features Erling Haaland, I think I saw at this point. So they've obviously gone and signed him, but potential, he's apparently still got room to grow. However, he has done very well, and this is him on the higher end of his potential range. So best case scenario, you can get a player like this in your save, and if he doesn't do as well, you're going to get a player that's even better than what you saw in the other jump just before you saw us after 2 years. That was him not even at the bottom of his potential range yet, I believe. So at worst case scenario, that's what you get, and that is perfectly worth it. If you get him on the higher end here, he's amazing, because physically it's out of the park. He was really struggling at first because he's had so many years, 5 years to develop. He has developed a lot. He's agile, he's very quick, he's strong, he's got plenty of stamina. No complaints at all from me in the physical department. For an attacking midfielder, that is also very useful because you don't often find that in a playmaker kind of player. Mentally, probably the weakest area where he needs the most work, but it's hard to say that when he's getting 17s in vision, 17 off the ball, 15 work rate, 15 anticipation, decision making, composure, determination, all at a very high level. He is an awesome player, and there's no doubt about that. So yeah, mentally very good, and technically is where he shines. He's an advanced playmaker, and you can see that in the attributes that are good that he's been trained on. He's been training in that position for 5 years now, and his technique, passing, dribbling and first touch are off the park. Yes, he's not the best finisher in the world. Yes, he isn't going to take the best long shots, although 13 is actually pretty good. He's not going to be a corner taker, he's not going to be a free kick taker, but come on, man, this guy is awesome for free. Let's see how he has done in game, and he has been knocking it out of the park recently, particularly as he's gone on to this almost world-class kind of level in the last couple of years. 6 goals and 8 assists in one Bundesliga season in 2023, and then in 2024-2025 he hit 15 assists, 5 goals and a 7.14 average match rating. Considering the worst average match rating he got was a 6.8, there's no doubts that this guy is a cracking player. If we look at his progress over time, where is it? I've completely lost all sense. Oh, here we go, there it is. I've lost everything there for a second, but I figured it out. If we go to all time, not going to show you much, but it will show you that he's developed in a number of areas. We focused on passing, and then in the later years, final third, and you can see that by the fact that passing, technique, vision, decision making and composure are some of the highest attributes that have gone up, including his strength as well, which has gone up by 7. I guess that's just because he's played so much first team football at a young age, and he's developed from a 17-year-old to a 22-year-old. Of course he's going to fill out, but he's done awesome in game. Shall we have a look if he won any landmarks? I'm not sure if he did, I haven't checked yet. Competition wise, so this isn't right in my opinion, because we know that we saw him win the Bundesliga twice, so I think something's messed up here. But who knows, maybe he did win some competitions, maybe he didn't, we'll never find out, because for some reason Football Manager has forgot to list it down. So there you go guys, that's Armindo Sieb. Again, sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. The German is 22 years old here, but you can pick him up for free at the age of 17 from Bayern Munich's second team. If you have that loaded up in your save, which I imagine most of you do, get your hands on him. He'll be a great player for you. Could he be the next Muller, the next Havertz, the next Ozil? I don't know, but he's done very well for Bayern Munich here and will likely play for another 15 years at the highest level. So, Armindo Sieb, are you going to pick him up? What do you rate him out of 10? Let me know down below and like the video if you did enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and feel free to check out my Lazio save, linked in the description. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.